Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Flex. Back another video. I haven't done a video in a long time because I just once again trying to readjust to civilian life. Been out here working, and just trying to develop a routine. I think for most people getting out of the military, I think the number one crucial thing is that you should try it and develop a routine as quickly as possible. That way you don't just get lost in your thoughts and lost in the sauce, and then just be angry at everybody. Cause sometimes on my off days, when I ain't got nothing to do and I gotta go out, I get mad at the dumbest of stuff, and I don't know why, but it angers me. Or like when you're trying to say something and then the person gets upset. Say, for example, hey, I think I went to a drive-through. This is a drive-through to get a coffee. I wanted because I didn't feel like going inside like a gas station or something like that. I went through a McDonald's drive-through. All I wanted was a large black coffee. And the guy on the thing says, "Hey, George, can I get a large black coffee, 2 creams, 2 sugars?" And he's like, "All right, large black coffee, 2 creams, 2 sugars." And there was nothing. So I figured, all right, you got it. So I pull up and the lady's like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "Large black coffee, 2 creams, 2 sugars." She's like, "No." I was like, "Yes." I was like, That's what I ordered." And she was like, "I don't have a large black coffee, 2 creams, any coffee." He's like, "Did you go through it?" I'm like, "Yeah." The guy responded, he replied, everything. He's like, "I don't have it." And I was like, "Well, I just finished talking to him." She's like, "Well, I don't have it. So you need to go around there and place the order right." She got aggressive real quick. And I was like, what is her problem? So I eventually not get coffee. I just drove off because I ain't when people that are dealing with your food are angry with you, I don't mess with that at all, because anything can happen to that coffee by the time it gets to your hands. So I ain't doing it. I ain't messing with it. Back to the race schedule program. I think if I do this timeline with you, so you understand how I got it done, versus what you might do, I think everybody's experience is going to be different, and I think I have some of my issues are less because it's just me. I don't have like a wife, a kid, no dependents or anything like that. So it was kind of like central focus on getting me out of the military, getting my benefits and things, and getting me right so I can function in the world. But if you're married and things like that, you gotta, get the wife right, the kids right, finding that job that compensates for whatever it is. So everybody's experience is gonna be a little different. But this is my experience as a single male with no dependents getting out of the military. I guess I should lay it out like that, right? So, my last day in Diego Garcia, I was in Diego Garcia. I landed back in the States after being in Diego Garcia for like almost 2 years. Landed back in the States on March 1st of this year. So there's the beginning timeline. So March 1st, I landed back in the States. Now, understand this. In Diego Garcia, I wasn't able to do any claims, right? Which I thought I wasn't able to do any claims. What I didn't understand is that you can do a lot of this stuff online. I didn't realize that. I thought I had to, go to medical and do all this stuff. I didn't understand it as well as I think I do now. All right, I don't know everything, but I get it. I get a lot of it. So if you're overseas, so here's my thing: if you're overseas and you don't have access to a medical facility that can, do your medical appointments and things like that, at least review your medical record and file all those claims online, right? File all those claims online through the VA. There's the website. Just go disability claims. You can Google it, disability claims, and it'll pop up how to file in a claim, and then it tells you what to do after the claim and things like that. So go file your claim on the website. When you're retiring from the military or separating from the military, I'm not sure if you're separate, but when you're retiring from the military, they do send you a copy of your medical and dental records via electronic version, right? So what I did, right? So this is the beginning of me doing this. What I did is I took those copies of my disability, my copies of my medical and dental record, once again uploaded it to ChatGPT AI, generative AI, and asked it to review review my medical and dental record and print out and list all the possible disability claims that I can claim based on my in-service history, right? So all my claims I didn't make up. No false claims or nothing like that. Everything that I was going to claim, I claimed, came out of my medical record, right? So I did that with ChatGPT. It printed out a list of things, and it helped me. It printed out. It sourced the reference pages and everything from my medical record on this document, just a spreadsheet. And I did that. So when I got back to the States, I immediately took that, and I was like, I need help, because I didn't understand. I was like, I need help filing a claim. I don't know what to do. Like, it says go online and file this stuff, but I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. If I missed a step, whatever it is, because like if you don't do like a government document correctly, it could be 99% correct, but if there's one thing missing, it gets rejected. So that's what I didn't want to happen. I didn't want to have to do rework. So I went online and I was like, is there anybody that can help me file these claims, for little to no money? So my first thing was I just went to Veterans Hospital, VA hospital, to try and set up an appointment for disability claims, not knowing what I brought in all my paperwork and all that stuff. And this lady at the front counter handed me a sheet with a list of names and numbers, and it said VSO, Veterans Service Officers, and she said, call one of these numbers. These two people do walk-ins Monday and Tuesday. All the rest of them, you got to call them and make an appointment. I was like, all right, roger that. So I called every number on that sheet, and got nobody. Until later, I'll give that. So until later. So I went online and said, well, if I can't get one of these guys, is there somewhere I can go? A veterans assistance or something like that. So I Googled it, Veterans Service Officer, and I found a Veterans Service Office location that does walk-ins, that's unrelated. They're related to the VA, but they're kind of like just for the state. So I went to this veteran service office, did the walk-in. Apparently there was no walk-ins available, so I had to make an appointment. Made the appointment with the veteran service officer. That appointment was maybe, I had to wait like 2 weeks. 2 weeks for this appointment to happen, but with the veteran service officer. I went to the appointment with that ChatGPT spreadsheet of all the claims that were in my medical record. That was pretty much it. Handed him the paper, and he literally took that sheet of all the claims and stuff like that, and looked at my medical record also, because I had like hard copies of my medical record, and literally went through it all and filed claims for me through the veteran service office, which is a major key. There's a lot of things online that says, hey, we'll help you get this, we'll help you get this, we'll help you get 100% disability, we'll help you do this, we'll help you do this. And it's all behind a paywall. And I was like, why am I paying for something that I'm possibly owed? You know, it didn't make sense to me. So obviously ChatGPT is a great, literally stop thinking that ChatGPT is just AI. Think of ChatGPT as your personal assistant, right? For everything. Use ChatGPT as your personal assistant for everything. Hey, ChatGPT, make a grocery list with this, and this for this many people. Hey, I need a blah, blah, blah. It is literally your personal assistant for free. Now you can upgrade and pay for, a better version of ChatGPT, but the free version of ChatGPT is just as good. It just you have a limited amount of questions that you can ask it a day, and then you have to wait another 24 hours before it helps you again. So that's why I just paid for it, so I can just every time I have, it's better, way better than Google. They ask direct questions, then they ask pointed questions, and then you can ask it can help it asks you questions about the question to give you better responses. So using ChatGPT, veteran service officer, file my claim, and then once my claim was filed, I started getting. There's two ways you can get notification for appointment, because you gotta go to these exams, because a doctor or a civilian doctor has to verify whether or not your claim is, service related, or how extensive the injury is, or whatever the claim is. So you got to go to these appointments. So I got notified 2 ways, actually 3 ways about my appointments. One, through the mail. So make sure your mailing address is up to date with your current address. And if you don't have an address, I had an address to one of my relatives, and they were getting my mail and then giving it to me, those appointments. So they give you the appointments through the mail and through your email. So make sure your civilian email is up to date, because you're not going to have access to your government email. So make sure that through the VA, your civilian email is up to date, so that they can email you your appointments, and your phone number is up to date. So don't just when you get out of the Navy say, screw this, changing my number, changing my email address, all this stuff. Guess what? They won't be able to contact you unless you give them that information. So make sure it's up to date, and it's through the VA website, you can update stuff as a veteran, and through the VA website. Make sure it's all up to date. Also, make sure your banking information is up to date and right, and that's part of your separation and retirement stuff too. But make sure it's right so that when you do start getting compensations, they actually send the money to the right account. So, all right, let's see where I'm at. I claims filed. Now what? All right, started getting appointments. All right, so literally for every different type of claim I had an appointment for that. So like my shoulder, my knee, I had some breathing problems early in my career. Everything that was in my medical record, specific wise, they set up an appointment for it. And then there was one final appointment with a general practitioner that went over everything else, miscellaneous stuff. So like, because I had to shave in the military, a lot, obviously, skin irritation, things like that. Everything. The fact that I wear glasses. Now I knew I wasn't going to get any disability for wearing glasses and contacts because I'm blind, because I had glasses and contacts before I joined the military. So it's not service related. It's not a service related injury. But because it was in my medical record that I wore glasses, they sent me to an eye doctor to verify that my vision didn't get worse because I was in the military. So ChatGPT and the Veteran Service Office, they went in detail about filing. They filed every claim possible. Did I get every claim that I submitted? No. Went to these appointments. Now you think here's the twist, plot twist. You think that, all right, I scheduled an appointment. Now I gotta go to these appointments through the VA. I don't know what state you're in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because when they set up these appointments, you think you're going to the VA hospital to get these appointments done. No, I went to a civilian hospital for one thing. I went to a clinic. It was all civilian stuff. Like I did not see the VA hospital not one time during any of my appointments. It was all family doctors, clinics in random cities all over Indiana. That's where I'm currently living. So I had an appointment in like Greenfield, another one in Fishers, another one Noblesville. There was appointments everywhere, right? They do say that if you have problems with transportation, you need to like let them know that you have a problem with transportation so that they can get you transportation to get you to your appointment, because apparently there's a way to get you make sure your travel to your appointment is taken care of. I didn't have any problems getting to my appointments. They were spaced out. So I had an appointment like almost, when they started coming in, I had appointments like maybe every 2 to 3 weeks. So file my claim. Here's another thing. So like, that 180 days and 90 day mark. As soon as I landed back in the States on March 1st, in March, I went to the VSO. I got on ChatGPT. I got those claims filed. I started having all my appointments in April, right? Started having all my appointments getting handled in April. My last appointment was actually May, sometime in May. My last appointment for everything that I claimed, I think was the end of May. So went to all my appointments. Go to every appointment that they send to you, because some people apparently, like the eye appointment, I knew I wasn't going to get in, but I went anyway. because you don't know what they know, right? You this is your first time retiring, so you don't know what they're going to say or do. So make sure you go to every single appointment, no matter what it is. So I went to every appointment, filed my claim. They submitted, my claim was finally submitted July, it said online, it said July 1st, right? My claim was submitted July 1st. So all my claims went through July 1st. And it kept going back 3-4, because there's an 8-step process. You can see it all online. There's an 8-step process on where they are in, your claims and whatever your compensation is. So I was stuck on like 3-4 after after my last appointments in April and May. So I was like, man, and then I actually looked it up. What's the average time for them to come back with a claim decision? It said 107 days for a claim decision. I was like, all right, well that's the average time, so it is what it is. So, and I understand that the VA has to deal with a lot of veterans, not just the ones that are getting out, but there's also the ones that are have been retired that are still trying to file their claims and things like that. So I get it. So I filed claims July 1st. They finalized my claim and submitted it. And I've just been waiting. And started checking like every 2 weeks to see what was going to happen. And I knew it was going to take forever. I felt like it was going to take forever for them to file my claim. And what's this? July. So file claim in July. So starting after you officially retire from the military, in my state of Indiana, I started getting phone calls from this place called Veterans Assistance or something. Basically, Indiana has this the Veterans Service of Indiana has they call you and say, hey, are you okay? Do you have a place to stay? You're not homeless? You're good? Do you have a job? Do you need help getting a job? Do you need help with getting medical benefits? Do you know about your education benefits? They ask you a whole bunch of questions. And since a matter of fact, I just got another phone call today about that. So I got to go online. I need to get some medical stuff done. Medical benefits. So I can whatever. So I got other further things to do for health wise. After that's what happens after I retire. But today I got a phone call, and this is why I make this video. She called me and she's like, well, I can look up to see where they are in the process. And she's like, oh, it looks like your claim is finalized and they're going to mail you your decision. But you can go online and look up your decision if you have access to the VA website. Don't neglect that. The TAPS class, not TAPS. We call it TAPS class, but the transition transition GP. Whatever that is, or whatever they call TAPS class now, for the military. Take notes, ask questions, go more than twice, right? Especially if you're retiring. There's so much information that they kind of just breeze over. You don't catch. You need to go to TAPS class at least twice. And I know being in the military, like, hey, I don't have time, operation commitment, especially if you're a senior person in your command. A lot of times you don't have time for yourself, but this is one of those times where you have to make time for yourself. and go to that course, that transition course, at least twice, to get enough of the information so you feel comfortable when you're as you're transitioning out of the service. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything. The key thing is the Veteran Service Office. Get your medical record, at least copies of it, to a Veteran Service Officer in your state so they can help you file your claim for absolutely nothing. I don't think you should have to pay for veteran benefits. So somebody help you file your veterans benefits. That doesn't even sit right with me. Go to your Veteran Service Officer, which is absolutely free, and ask them to assist you in filing your claims with your either electronic copy of your medical record or your hard copy of your medical record, whatever you got. Get it to them. Say, hey, I need help filing my claim. These are all the stuff that are bothering me. They're gonna ask you some questions too. Were you ever in Iraq exposed to burn pits? No, I was never in Iraq in burn pits. Have you ever been deployed? Yes, I've been deployed, but it was on a ship. So don't lie. Just give them the facts, right? Give them the facts so you can get a fair shake for your compensation. After I filed all the claims, got my decision today. Today is July 30th. So March 1st, I landed and started this. March, April, started going to my appointments. May, more appointments. July is May, June, I retired. July is when I started getting phone calls and things like that. July 30th is when my claim was finalized. So it took literally March. So March, first I landed. So April, May, June, July. Tomorrow's in 2 days is August 1st. And I started, with at zero March 1st overseas, and now I'm pretty much done with my claims today, right? And we're gonna start receiving my claims August 1st, as per the sheet online. August 1st. So don't blame the VA if you drag in, but just keep pressing, make every appointment, make sure your paperwork is right. Go talk to a professional about filing your claims. You shouldn't have to pay for it. Use ChatGPT or whatever generative AI bot you feel comfortable with to help you file your claim. And if you don't feel like talking to a VSO about all your medical claims, because I know some of that stuff can probably be personal, you can actually file it all online. There's a form online, but the reason why I didn't do that is because I wanted to make sure that all my claims were 100% right. I dotted every I crossed every T, and they do that all the time. So why would not leave it to a professional? But if you don't feel comfortable talking to another person about your disability claim, and a lot of those, the VSOs are prior veterans. I think the guy that helped me file my claim was Army. Was a guy in the Army helped me file my claim. So just do it. And even if you're able-bodied person like me, like I spent most of my career as the command CFL, which is probably why I'm jacked up. because some of the claims I had, because I was running around doing crazy PT most of my military career, trying to stay in shape with the youngins. But even if you think I don't have any issues, there's nothing wrong with me. File the claim, because you didn't leave the same way you came in, right? And some of those injuries will affect you further down the line as you get older, and it's going to be harder for you to file your claim then versus now, because now when you're separating or retiring immediately from the military, you're in that 180-day window, so you're in the front of the line trying to get your claims filed. After that 180 days of you separating and retiring, I think you moved like to the back of the line, and they say we'll get to you in like 6 to 12 months, which is crazy. I know they're trying to improve, but you don't want to risk it, right? You don't want to risk it. So as soon as you touch down in the States, especially if you're overseas, or even if you're in the States, look, you got to take the time out from your whatever you're doing at work and get this stuff done. Because guess what? The military was there before you. The military is going to be there after you. But you got to move on. So take care of yourself, take care of your family, and get this done. If you have any other comments, questions, or concerns about, what I did and how I did it, just hit me up on my Instagram or Facebook, and I will gladly privately message you whatever information you might need. I'm not going to tell you what my claim is. I'm not going to tell you what my rating is. Tell you what my rating is or what my benefit is. But I will help you as much as possible, because other people help me, right? Even think about filing claims. Like, I didn't think that my shave was a disability claim, but it is, because my scarred up my face shaving. And even if you shave right, your first, few years in the military, no one's teaching you how to shave. So you're jacking your face up for the first 2 to 4 years before, medical tells you, hey, take this cream and you need to shave like this. You need to get an electric razor. There's stuff that is owed to you as a veteran, and honestly, you should get it. So, to all my fellow veterans, I hope this helped. To all my fellow veterans, to all my fellow friends, I hope this helped. Keep moving forward. Find that routine. Live your life, man. Live your life. Enjoy it. Retirement so far, a month after today's 30 days post-retirement. It is what it is. Hope y'all like this art behind me. I like it. Love it. So I might make more videos at this position. I'll holler at you. I know this is a long video, but hopefully it was a lot of good information for you. I'm out, man.